All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another cast with Trendfollowing Tyson. Okay, so let's jump back. Let's take up another cast right here, take up another analysis, see where we're at in these markets and kind of get a gist of things. So we're along the trend, of course, we're along the trend. We're sitting tight where we should be. Some of the places that we think are the best, kind of whatever our process allows us, kind of like our screening criteria, whatever stocks it allows us to buy based on momentum and price. We're long there and we're enjoying those moves. So let's pick up something that's going to remind us of last week, the last show we had here opening up in April. It was the Virginia team before they had even won the championship. We were just talking about following a winning process that's going to keep you in the game long enough that you might could win the game. All right, so here's Tiger Woods. Congratulations on the 5th Masters, but this is the process that we're talking about in plain sight. Okay, so some odd more than 10 years later, this gentleman comes back and wins a Masters following a process that kind of keeps you in the game and gives you a chance to win it in the long run. Okay, so let's stay resilient, let's keep following the process, and let's keep ourselves in the game long enough to win it all. All right, that just shows right there that it can be done. Okay, let's take up a quote from Richard Dennis, and then we'll jump into the trend picture. I know we may have heard this. This quote before. The market being in a trend is the main thing that eventually gets us in a trade. That is a pretty simple idea. Being consistent and making sure you do that all the time is probably the more important than the particular characteristics you use to define the trend. Whatever method you use to enter trades, the most critical thing is that if there's a major trend, your approach should ensure that you get in that trend. So let's make sure that we're jumping in the major trends and we're not watching them run away from us. Okay. All right, let's jump into the trend picture. I like ARQL kind of sitting at the top, sitting in the top right over here. Price, and I think we're looking for continuation. Actually, this is Marvel. Thought we're open up with ARQL. We'll check out Marvel later. All right, I like ARQL. A lot of these things are sitting in the top right. A lot of this momentum kind of pushing itself through here. So we see the strength stacking up to the upside to the right. So here we are. I like this thing. Let's see what happens here. Price may come back towards 6. Let's see what happens. Let's not take an entry on that just yet. Let's see where price goes. All right, ARQL looking like one of the better trends on the market. Not too bad there, not too shabby. New NEW curling, looking really wonderful, just looking like a home run in itself, lifting off this tarmac. Kind of, you guys know the deal here. We're looking for an airplane kind of getting ready to lift off, showing some momentum starting to pick up before we get too far and things start running away from us. NEW, I like that thing long now, with the stop below 12. We should be holding up around 12, 11, 50. Okay, beautiful stuff on that thing, NEW. All right, we're just following the charts. APPS, I'm long APPS, waiting for this thing to make the next higher high. And of course, you guys know that we were trading APPS here. We were kind of, and this was, had opened my long already, coming up over 270 into 290. It's kind of late, but over 333, and finally we busted out of it. Now we turn this area into kind of like a support area. So old resistance turns to support, and then we're looking for a continuation on APPS. The thing to me, guys, is I'm saying if you're going to see a chart like this, if you're going to see a stock go from 0 to 50, I mean, once we see it getting ready to move and kind of clear chart and we know where prices is going, we can only tell price if we're looking where price has been to kind of get a gist of where price is going. Okay, so we're long APPS, waiting for some continuation in that thing. BJ, all right, looks pretty decent. I wouldn't buy it just yet. Let's just wait and see, but we're kind of like at the bottom of this trend here. So let's see how much further we're going to come down. I like this thing long. Probably wouldn't close below 28. So let's look to see where it closes around here and see if we get some continuation, some more upside here. We may get to the top right, like the rest of these charts, kind of getting into the top right of their like one of the better trends on the market. Quite a few things looking really good. We can't buy them all, but we can just, you know, based on our screening criteria. My screening criteria keeps me out of a lot of positions that I shouldn't be in. If we're not at 200 or 250 and above in market cap, and if we don't have momentum, if we don't have a trend there, then I probably won't even be looking. It won't even hit my scanner. So we need to be in a trend. We need quite a few long on anything. So your scanning criteria is going to get you in some of these moves. So here we are, CECO at the top right of this chart, and I like to see what happens here. You're kind of late on this move. You guys know when we notice this trajectory, stocks starting to knock things over here to the left, we like to get long. But here we are in the top right, some more upside left on CECO. That thing looks like one of the better stocks on the market right now. All right, now back to Cron. Cron looked really good from what I was just looking at through my scans. So here we are pulling back, starting to show some support, starting to build itself in here, and we may get ready to start curling and set some more upside and get this trend going. Remember, if the predominant is to the upside, then we're still looking for that predominant trend to continue. Okay. DBD, I'm long DBD and enjoying longs in DBD. So we uptrend intact. I was making tweets about us getting through 12, and boom, we surely got through 12, and here we are at 1272, maybe making a run towards 13 this week coming up. All right, so momentum still in here. This thing could come to the trend line. Last night I made the trend line. The trend line was actually here. Was the last time we looked at it. So when I was doing scans, I extended it to here. Okay. I'd like to show you guys something really quickly, and then we'll jump back into the trend picture. Okay, so this is just about having edge, having kind of like having an idea of what price is doing and where price is trying to go. So here we are. This is something I made back on March 10th about WRTC. Here we are at the top. We had tops here, and I said the trend is on. A price breakout above 6 is a key signal, and that was back on March 10th. That's when this thing was published. Okay, when I published this thing on TradeView. So let's look at the real WRTC and see where it's at now. You guys just saw that thing we made, and we said if prices get through 6, and here we are. It was a bounce here, and then we came through giant candle and bust through 6. Here we are at 8. All right, WRTC for continuation. I like that thing long now with the stop below 750, 745. WRTC, CZZ, and then we'll jump into some other stuff. ENPH, we'll look at ENPH next. Here we are, CZZ in the top right. We're looking at a lot of stuff in the top right. Just kind of shows you you should have been buying these things when they were breaking out of certain key areas. Okay, and like I told you guys, in my opinion, trend following is just you're looking at a giant trend that's in place. Like we just heard Richard Dennis say, we're looking at a giant trend that's in place, and we're using either a breakout over a price area or a pullback into a price area to get us long. Okay, my case is a lot of times it's going to be a breakout over a certain price area. All right, CZZ for long. I like it for continuation. Let's stop ourselves out below 1175, 1172. But let's take that thing long and see where it goes. But beautiful trend there, a lot of momentum. ENPH, this is from that, I believe this is some of that energy stuff, kind of similar to that semiconductor stuff taken off. ENPH, another thing in the top right. I believe we start holding up some support here. Some support is already starting to kind of come in here to lift this thing over for the next set of higher highs. Remember, we're just trying to get into the big move. All right, FLNT. Quite a few tickers, and we're not going to look at them all. We'll close up here shortly. We'll take a look at Snap and a few other ones, okay? All right, so FLNT, top right. I'd like this thing to pull back into some price areas and see if we're going to get some continuation, but look for this thing to continue and maybe double that price by the end of the year. FLNT, a lot of these trends that are in the top right, that's just what momentum is, man. We're looking to buy stocks that are showing that they're going somewhere, and then we have some momentum. These prices that are in the top right may be doubled by the end of the year. All right, this 1-800 Flowers thing, looking like one of the better stocks on the market. All right, so here we are. obviously was a gap up in price, and I told you guys about buying the gap ups in price with some stops inside of there, but a gap up in price and then most times followed by some continuation. So we gapped up here to 16 and we're clearly in 18. So I like 1-800 flowers for continuation. Let's see what happens if we pull back, but this thing may be another add another 10 points by the end of the year, another 5 points or something. Good looking stuff there. OMER, another one of the better looking stocks on the market. All right, here we go. Trend. I like this. So we're looking at a lot of things that have gotten to the top right. This thing may get to the top right, but we're noticing a trend in play. Let's get long now and stop ourselves out below 1765. Okay, this area here should be our support area. All right, and we're looking for a close, not just a price to touch that level. All right, we're looking for price to close below that level before we get out. GLDD looking halfway decent in the top right. This thing may double in price. Just a beast. All right, we're looking at all these things with this 2 o'clock strong trajectory that we should have been long some time ago. That's why some people look and say, man, he's taking early entries. No, I'm not taking early entries. I'm just following price. When price is showing me that it's headed to the upside, I'm not questioning price. I don't question price. I just take price long. Here's LSCC, some more of this semiconductor stuff in the top right. Let's see if it pulls back and sets some more continuation. This thing damn well make it through 1350 soon. LSCC. All right, here goes Snap. I think Snap is a nice platform and may have a bright future. Here we are. Prices kind of, here was the opening and the IPO thing, pulled back down here. Now we have a trend in place and we're into some upside. So let's stop ourselves out below 10. Give us some space here, okay? SNAP, Snap. All right, you guys, we'll take a look at, remember I showed you I was going to show you guys Marvel looking like one of the better things. I keep seeing it every day. I said, Jesus is a good looking stock. So Marvel to the upside, top right over there, price just in beast mode. All right, so we should have been long quite some time ago. When we notice trends reversing in price, knocking things over to the left, we start getting long. We'll say, okay, it depends on where you notice price knocking things down at. If you notice a trend here coming into play, knocking prices over here early, then you say, look, when we get through 18, I'm long and I'm going to stop myself out below 1750. Now, if you would have got long at 18, you never got stopped out because price never came to 1750 and boom, you're off. You're inside the big move. Marvel. All right, so thank you guys for coming out. Let's take a look at RUBI. This thing has some huge upside in play. All right, let me take you to the 5-year. The reason why this thing was even on our scanners in the first place. Curling up to the right, man, a lot of upside if this thing can continue to kind of keep this trajectory going here. Beautiful stuff on RUBI, okay? We'll close up with TROX, all right? A lot of good stuff on this list, man. And remember, we're just trying to get inside the big move. We don't want these things running without us, okay? So that's the 5-year. Obviously some upside on this thing if you're looking on the 5-year. Here we are. So some upside here on TROX. You can take this thing long now or wait for it to see where prices are going to go. And you can buy the breakout over 1550 or you can buy a pullback to 14 inside this area, see where we pull back and continue. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Trade safe. This is a beautiful April right now. Things working really well. Never mind the bearish market state that we're quote unquote in now. I would be buying pullbacks when pullbacks start collecting over levels, and that brings me to one point. I'm long something else. And I'm also TEUM. I'm long TEUM, and we'll see what happens here. Here it goes right here. So beautiful uptrend intact. Kind of, I think we're finding some support, and we're back to the upside. Guys keep asking me, what about TEUM? Look, I wouldn't open anything back until we start closing above this 415 and get back to this area over 435. Once we close over 435, I'd add something back in there. Probably shows we've actually found support in this uptrend. Remember, if the predominant is to the upside, if we pull back a little bit, believe me, that upside predominant trend is going to want to continue. Okay, so we're just looking for that thing to continue. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Trade safe, and this is a beautiful April.